Hi, it's Lindsay de Swart and welcome to 6 Weeks to Ignite Your Internet Marketing. So today we're talking all about message clarity, and we are going to go through how you craft your message so that you can really get the best out of what you're saying in a limited time to people so you grab their attention. It's so important because it's a first impression, and if people don't really get what you do, they'll just keep walking. What I'd really like to do first of all is just to go through a little outline of what we're going to do together on these 6 weeks and why this course is rather different to something that you've probably done before. So there we go. That's not me, by the way. Right, so a little quick overview of our next 6 weeks together. So why this course is different. So today we're really focusing on what's your message, and as I say, why your message is so important. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper so you can get the best from your message, so you can really appeal to the people that you need to. Which leads us into week 2, which focuses on your target market of who do you help, because you can't help everybody, but you can certainly help some people, and how do you find them. So week 3, we're going to be talking about getting your opt-in done, and notice it says getting your opt-in done. We are actually going to get it done. And your key to freedom is week 4. There's a little bit of mystery in there. We'll come on to that. Number 5, or week 5, is getting your head around social media. Social media can be such a time waste and it can be so exhausting. So I'm going to give you a strategy and a way to get it done really quickly so it kind of runs on autopilot. And then in week 6, we're going to talk about where you get content from, because if you constantly are looking for content, again, it's such a waste of your time. If you have a few really good go-to places, then you will never struggle for content again. So let's move on. There we are, brief introduction. Okay, I'm the taller one in the picture. This is my friend Ronnie Sudami. So as I say, my name's Lindsay de Swart and I've been a coach for 10 years. And just like many coaches, I struggled with the whole kind of boom and bust customer flow. And for 6 months, I had my practice full of 9 clients a week. And in the doing that, I did the school run, then I'd come home, see 3 clients, all for, long sessions, which again was a learning curve. And then I'd pick them up from school. And after 6 months of doing this every day, I decided I was absolutely exhausted. And even though I thought I'd built the business of my dreams, it was making me miserable. And I certainly wasn't earning the money that I wanted to earn. So I went on a training weekend to how to write an ebook, because I figured an ebook would answer all of my prayers and solve my problems. Anyway, so the ebook course was fascinating, and what I really learned from it was the power of what you do on the internet with your marketing. And I kind of jumped in hook, line and sinker. And 3 years on, I am now helping coaches who, of course, understand your business and I get the frustrations. So I'm now helping coaches, practitioners, and holistic entrepreneurs to really build their business and to start using some of the tools on the internet, but really make them simple. Because I've learned them, I've built websites now, I've built landing pages, I've learned autoresponders, and I've used these for campaigns. So I want to help you just to understand a very, very simple way through it and get it done. Too many people are struggling and stalling, and I don't feel that's necessary at all. So I want to help you through getting it done so it's up there, it's on autopilot, and away you go, so you can be free to do the stuff that you really love in your business and continue to be the wonderful coach or the healer that you are. Right, let's move on. So where are you now? What I'd like to say is you're in the right place here and now. If you might not have that steady flow of customers that you would love to have, you know that you want to serve more people and make a bigger difference, but you just don't know how to get it done. You probably feel that your time online could be a lot more well spent and profitable, and you're feeling overwhelmed with all of the expert information, because there is a lot out there. So let's move on. Now, there is a worksheet to go with this course, and so if you look at question 1 of your worksheet, you just got the answer for that now, okay? Is this you? Are you frustrated and overwhelmed? If so, let's get clear on your message. Now, if you'd prefer to have this situation, we're going to get to work. This video is a nice condensed version of the webinar that I ran yesterday, and the reason being is, of course, on a webinar, especially on an interactive webinar, there's lots of stopping and starting. So to make this easier for you to get through in one go in this video, I wanted to make it short for you. So this should run no more than half an hour. Okay, so it's half an hour, but I will say, okay, stop your video now, go and do the action points that we talk about, and then you come back and restart the video, and then we'll keep going. Let's go. What's your message and why is it so important? Your message is so important because it engages people and it tells them whether to keep walking on by or whether to hang out because you're the right person that can help them. Wouldn't it be nice if you could open the door to your business? So rather than having to rely on the law of attraction or just attracting the right kind of people, you'll be actually in control of the process of attracting the clients that you know that you can really help. We live in a really busy world with a lot of noise, so you've really got to make your message stand out so people get it. We really need to grab their attention, and we're going to do that today. So here we go, we've got our first action point. So what I want you to do now is, and you can pause the video for this, grab your business card or open up your website and take a look. So is it immediately obvious what you do and who you do it for and how it benefits your potential client? Now you might notice on your worksheet that this is point number 2. So fill it in on your worksheet and just pause the video and look at your website or your business card and think, is this obvious what I do? As a new person, would I actually get what this message is all about? So welcome back. So we're going to break it down bit by bit. We're going to look at your name and your results today, and then next week we're going to move on to who you can help, your target market, and how you can find them. Your name counts. Absolutely, your name counts. And the reason that your name counts is because that's obviously how people are going to get to know you. So if you just call yourself a coach or a practitioner or a specialist or an expert or a mentor, that's fine. But are you just getting lost in the sea of coaches and practitioners and specialists and mentors out there? How about you could call yourself something that gives you a bit more authority? Because when you have that authority in the market, you're almost claiming your space and it sets you apart. It just has a lot more gravitas about it, a lot more credibility. You're not just anything at all. You're, for example, a friend of mine who's a finance coach calls herself the Abundance Activist, which she's trademarked. The OP Guru, so the OP Guru is Optimized Press, which is a particular website platform, or the G+ Go-To Gal. Now, the G+ Go-To Gal was on Google+. I saw one webinar with her probably 18 months ago when she was just launching her business, maybe 2 years ago, just launching her business. And now she is the one I absolutely recommend anybody to go to because I loved what she had to say, but after just one webinar, I can remember her name, I think it's Ifat Cohen, but saying that, I only remember her name because she's the G+ Go-To Gal. So how much gravitas does that have rather than I'm a Google+ coach? Just doesn't have the same thing, does it? So there we go. That's my point about that. You can really claim your space here. Now you need to tell them what is it that you do. So people need to know why they need to come to you. And if you can do this in less than 30 seconds, you know that elevator pitch? If you can do this in less than 30 seconds, it's going to serve you really well. So how do you do it? Let's break that down. What you've got to remember is people want results. They want to know. I don't know if you've ever heard of radio WIIFM. What's in it for me? So radio WIIFM is basically the frequency that everybody's tuned into. They want to know what's in it for them. They just want results. They want to know how is it going to benefit them by working with you. They all want this one thing. They want relief from their pain. Now, if you are the person to provide that relief from their pain, you need to tell them what sort of relief from their pain they're going to get. They're not interested in your skills or your techniques or your background. They just want to know what it is that you're going to do for them, because that's what really matters. So I would like to give you an example. A bad example, I'm sorry to say. Such a pretty lady. And as I looked through her website and I saw this. So this is absolutely what not to do in your 30-second pitch, okay? Because who's going to bother reading it? And within 30 seconds, there is no way that you will have any idea what she does. All I can say, and I am an NLP practitioner, and timeline therapy, which is what she does, and even I don't get what she does. So that is a great example of please never, ever, ever let any of your copy look like this. And I'm really sorry to offend you, young lady, I don't mean to. Sorry. So what result will people get from working with you? Again, that's really, really what counts. Everybody wants results. So here's an action point. So again, please feel free to stop the video because this is an interactive session. Please stop the video, go and brainstorm the words that your clients use after you work with them. So you could go through testimonials, you could go through comments that people have made to you, you can go through feedback points, or just try and remember when you talk to people, what is it that they've said that may have surprised you about the results when you worked with them, but what is it they've said that you could really bring into your marketing? Because clearly if they're speaking that language, other people may well be speaking the same language. And it might not be necessarily what you thought that you did for them, but it might be what they talk about. So stop the video. So welcome back. Okay. Now, the thing about the results is everybody suffers from a lack of energy, time, money, and too much pain in their life. So pretty much every marketing message that you're going to see will refer to saving energy, saving time, saving money, and relieving or stopping pain. So how does your marketing message relate to these? Do you save people energy, time, money, or do you stop the pain? Now, because many of us are in the healing industry and in the healing business, a lot of our marketing messages are going to be about pain. Now, it doesn't need to be physical pain. It could be financial pain, again, which then relates to money. It could be just stress. It could be any aspect of pain that people are experiencing. What's keeping them awake at night? That's something that a lot of marketeers talk about. So, for example, later on in the course, we're going to talk about what your free opt-in offer is. And one thing that I see so often is please opt in for our newsletter. Nobody feels the pain of not having enough newsletters, okay? So when we talk about opt-ins, we're really going to talk and we're really going to use this result that you've talked about and that you've established on this webinar today. So what is it that they can do differently once they start to use your service or your product? Because the thing is, emotions control all of the buying decisions. So even though people think logically about whether they should, whether they shouldn't, the thing that really clinches the deal is the emotion behind it. So what emotion do your customers associate with your marketing, with working with you? So which emotions does your message appeal to? And we're going to come with an action point here. So which emotions does your message appeal to? Right, let's have an action point here. So just stop the video. And I want to run you through, okay, so we're about to go to an action point, but I want to show you an example of what I mean. So an example, a coffee shop chocolate brownie, or actually this is a birthday cake my son made, but it's a chocolate brownie recipe and it was pretty good. So you know that chocolate cake has no nutritional value. You know it offers excessive empty calories. You know it contains everything that healthy eaters normally avoid, and you know it's overpriced, and you know that it won't fill you up. It's not a sustenance food. However, it's still bought. You'd still buy it. And then your logic might come in afterwards, but by then you've enjoyed it. You've consumed it, you've enjoyed it, and then perhaps you worry about the logical aspects of it. So that is a prime example of how emotions come into purchasing. You may have heard of buyer's remorse. So buyer's remorse is something, if you haven't heard of it, buyer's remorse basically kicks in after you've made a purchase, and then you start going, oh, did I really do the right thing? Was that really what I needed? Etc. So you need to appeal to people's emotions, and that's by really telling them about the result. Because how would it be if they could be free of pain? How would it be if they save time, they save money, they save energy on buying your product or your service? You're going to stand yourself head and shoulders above other practitioners who just don't understand or certainly don't appeal to the buying signals that your customers are going to have. The thing is, you do your work and you should be paid well for it. There is no point you giving all of your energy to your business and not being paid for it, because I see too many coaches having to give up their business or alternatively go and get a second job to support their business, which strikes me as craziness. Okay, so let's go back to that action point. So just stop the video and really think about which emotions that your message appeals to. You'll probably know it very easily. Okay. Welcome back. So there is something in copywriting, and copywriting, of course, is landing pages, but sales letters more than anything. Sales letters, articles, blogs. And if you really master copywriting, you will find that your sales just rocket. So these are the buying emotions that we're appealing to. So it's either greed, lust, fear, vanity, pride, envy, and laziness. Within the healing industry, the one that we are probably appealing most to, I would say, is fear. And the reason being, people are scared of not being able to carry out their lives, scared of not being able to spend time with family in the long run, scared of constantly being in pain, scared of not being able to do the things they love, scared of not being able to continue leading the life that they lead because of pain or because of sickness or because of stress. So pretty much the one that we really appeal to in our business is fear. Laziness may come in there in the fact that people are worried, how much effort it's going to take in order to heal their stress or heal those long-term emotional wounds that I know many coaches really work on. Fear and laziness are probably the ones that we work on. So keep those in the back of your mind. These are the things that you really need to appeal to, because we all experience them, whether we choose to or not. They are real buzzwords when it comes down to buying emotions. We had a Q&A session, obviously, when we had the live webinar. And what we covered today, let's just go through it again for you. The 6-week course structure and why this course is different. We went through your name and how you can use your name to really gain credibility and make a place for yourself in the market. We talked about your message and breaking it down to get down to the bottom of what really matters. So of course that's really digging into the results and how to appeal to your client at an emotional level. You will get more and more buyers when you appeal at an emotional level, because people do not buy with logic. And even though it makes every bit of sense, and I'm sure you've met so many people that you could really help, but for some reason they're stalling, they're saying, well, I haven't got the time, or I haven't got the money, or it sounds like hard work. So if you appeal to those emotions, you just get straight through those objections, which is why we've covered what we've covered today, and why it's so important to bring those emotions into your message, because within 30 seconds, you can absolutely appeal to all of those emotions. Now, next week, what we're going to do is we're going to really look at who you help, so your target market, because again, you know that you can help many, many, many people. However, you can't help everybody, so there is no point speaking to everybody. And how can you find them? Where are those little places that you can go to that you know your ideal clients are going to be hanging out? And more to the point, how can you speak their language? Now, we've touched on this slightly today in today's video because we started talking about what are the words they're using about the relief that you provide for them. Again, you've got to start really listening to the vocabulary and the words that your clients use. And when you do, you can start speaking their language. But we'll go into that in way more detail in next week's webinar. Okay. So if you're just listening to this video as a recording from the webinar, then I hope this has been helpful as a concise view. And if you're listening to this recording because you've got hold of it and you would like to know more about this 6-week series and to join in for the rest of the 6-week series, then please come over to www.lindsaydeswart.com. So Lindsay DeSwart, LINDSAYDESWART.com, and just click on the tab of signing up for the 6 weeks intensive to ignite your internet marketing. So thank you for being with me today. I hope this video has been helpful. Good luck crafting your message, and remember, you need to do your message today. So next week, we're moving on to a completely different topic. We're moving on to all about your target market. So go through your current message and check it meets the criteria that we've discussed today. Perhaps look into 2 competitors' messages and find out what it is you like about them and what you don't. And also, see, now that you're looking for the richness in the results and the emotion, see actually if their message really means anything to you or if it's just flat. And then the last thing is, how can you make your message stand out and be of more benefit to your potential clients so they really get what you do and they can't wait to start working with you? Okay, come over to the Facebook group. Feel free to post your ideas so that we can give you feedback as a group, and I look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Thanks so much. Bye.